Good morning, everyone. I have with me live right now, I got President Brandon Williams, President of Andrews University Graduate Student Association, and I also have Kiara Samuels, the President of our undergraduate, Andrews University Undergraduate Student Association. Guys, how was break? Yeah, don't forget, this is the part where you unmute yourself. Yeah, I know it's been a hot minute, but yeah, unmute yourself. How was break, Kiara?
Break was good. And although it was a long break, a longer break than we're used to, somehow it feels like it went by pretty fast. I don't know about you guys. How do you guys feel about that?
Brandon, how was it? Was it quick for you? Was it too fast and furious?
If I could buy back the time, I would, to be honest with you. So Jose, I got to see my family this break. That's probably the best Christmas gift I could ever ask for in 2020. So yes. I'm excited.
You know what my 2020 gift was? Pasteles. Do you know what pasteles are? Pasteles are a Caribbean food made out of plantains.
Sounds good.
Yeah, no, you guys just don't know. But I know there's a lot of people watching from the DR right now, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, guys, I'm so glad.
If you brought some on the live stream, it would be incredible to share with everybody. If you brought some on the live stream, then we would have a better idea. Next time you got to bring the food.
Maybe that's the next Zoom show where we just have live cooking. Yeah, like that'll be this year's food fair. That'll be this year's food fair, like in the kitchen, International Food Fair. We'll just go around campus with the camera. Maybe smells do translate over the screen, eh?
4D.
Oh. All right, so excited about this morning for the two of you to be here, and for the rest of our students, welcome to 2021. Welcome to the new spring semester. This morning, we're going to share with you just some important details about COVID and what that means for this semester, but also what we're looking forward to in our hearts and our minds as we move into 2021. Kiara, would you please share a word of prayer with us? And after she does, we're going to go right to the feed.
All right, close your eyes, bow your heads, everyone, please. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this new year. And though just the other day we were saying, how long do we say Happy New Year? Now that we're here and all together, as we are all returning to campus, as we're taking our tests, we're glad that you brought us to this new year, this new semester. And as some would try and say, a new clean slate. God, we are here together and we are nervous, right? We're unsure. I know that I myself came back to this year, to this final semester for me, and some of us are questioning what's going to happen next, what our graduation will look like, what our futures will look like, what COVID will look like. Some of us aren't sure who's bringing back anything. We're not sure if we'll be able to continue through this semester. We're not sure how our families are doing at home, but we know that even in all the things that we don't know and all the things that we aren't sure of, we know that you know all things. We know that we can put that trust in you, that we can hand over all those worries and all those fears and all those concerns, we can give them to you. So God, all those things that I just mentioned, all the stresses that we have, the fears, the worry, all the concern that we have that we've put on our backs, I ask that right now we release those, that we hand them over to you. I ask that you take those off of us, and as we sit through this live stream, that we end it feeling a little bit more relieved than we were when we came in, trusting that you will guide us through this semester, carry us through this year, and show us who you are as you have before. So God, I ask that you remind us that you are the one who holds all things, that you are the one who has loved us so unconditionally that you would do anything for us. And as we talk about love being life, I ask that you show that through us to others as well. In your name we pray, amen.
Welcome back, New Life. We're so excited that you guys are back and in the building. We have church this Sabbath at 12 p.m. sharp. not in person, but on Instagram Live. We hope to see you there because we'll be talking about setting yourself up for spiritual growth in 2021. So we'll see you there at 12 p.m. sharp. Bye.
What's up, everybody? My name is Kyle, and I'm so excited to invite you to subscribe, like, and follow us on all of our social media platforms here at the Center for Faith Engagement. Over the next couple of days, you're going to be seeing these large blue posters and window clings, and you're gonna see some cool stuff around campus. These things are gonna have QR codes on them to encourage you and invite you to follow us, like, and subscribe. We have a YouTube page, a Facebook and Instagram, some other things coming out in the next couple of weeks. We encourage you, stay connected, like everything, because we want you to be able to engage your faith.
Hey, what's up, AU family? It's VP Nixon here. Hope you all are getting settled back into this new semester. Wanted to let you know about a couple of events that are coming up this next week. The first one is on Monday, January 18th, and that's on MLK Day. And a part of our virtual MLK celebration will start at 10:30 a.m., our virtual Zoom experience. So we hope that you join us for that. Our speaker will be Martin Doublemeyer, who's a documentary filmmaker. Then that afternoon at 2:30 p.m., we'll be screening a documentary called Spiritual Audacity, the Abraham Heschel story, which will be followed by a panel of folks from our campus as well as Doublemeyer himself. Then the next day on Tuesday, January 19, that'll be the 5th annual National Day of Racial Healing. The Center for Faith Engagement and our Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation Campus Center are partnering to provide a story circle experience for you. So if you are interested in getting involved with that, there'll be a campus email that should be in your inbox right now, which will have the materials available for you, or you can go to my Divino blog on our website and get the information you need for that.
What's up, AU fam? So excited that you are back here at Andrews University. And to welcome you back, I want to make sure that you're here next week, next Thursday. You all remember Chap D, right? Yeah, I love Chap D. I'm sure you love Chap D. Well, Chap D and her team have put together an amazing chapel experience that we want to make sure that you're a part of. So plan to join us next Thursday at 11:30. There will be a link going out. You want to watch it. You'll be able to get your chapel credit. And we're going to roll out an amazing plan for you for this semester about our chapel menu. Did I say menu? I certainly did. So please don't forget, watch out for that link. We'll see you next Thursday.
What's up, guys? My name is Alden Valenzuela, and I am currently serving as the worship pastor at One Place. And I just want to invite you guys to join us on our live stream at 11:45 this Saturday on our YouTube page. It's at One Place. So yeah, we'd love to worship with you guys.
Hello, everyone. I'm here to tell you that this week on the January 15th, we do not have Proximity Vespers. But next week, I invite everyone to watch the special online Proximity Vespers on the January 22nd. Thank you.
Welcome back, Andrews University. We're so excited that you guys were able to make it back safe and sound back here in good old Berrien Springs, Michigan. My name is Leo Aguilera, and I am one of the musicians here at Pioneer Memorial Church, and I would like to personally invite you guys this Sabbath. We're gonna be changing up the script, we're gonna be making it a little bit different, and we'd love to see you guys come out and really see what it's all about. So I encourage you guys to come out this Sabbath for second service, Pioneer Memorial Church. Hope to see you guys there.
All right, I'm so excited about what we have going on this coming semester. But you know what? If we want to maximize our experience, if we want to enjoy ourselves, if we want to move forward well and healthy and with no interruptions, we have to make sure we're clear on how we can help contribute to that. So right now I'm inviting Dr. Arthur, Dean Fainer, and Ben Panago to join us right now. And maybe we can turn off the Andrews University screen there. I don't know how that's it's spotlighted on that, but they're going to talk to us for a little bit about how we can move forward well and on purpose so we can have a successful semester. Dr. Arthur, why don't you go ahead and get us started?
Thank you very much, Chaplain Bourget, and welcome back, Andrews University. And I should say, welcome home. This is your home. This is your campus. Whether you're here with us in person, Berrien Springs campus, whether you are in the United States taking classes remotely, whether you're taking classes at a distance, whether you're overseas, whatever your location might be, Andrews University is your home, and welcome home. Last semester, when we had our in-person classroom activities, we were not quite sure how it was going to go. But our students and our employees, our students, our faculty, our staff, across the board, went above and beyond and stayed true to the covenant of care that we had prescribed for all of us to follow. And we felt so proud that we did a remarkable job. While most states and counties around us were seeing spikes in COVID-19 cases, because of your diligence, because of your good work, because of your faithfulness, and by God's help, we had an amazing fall semester. Difficult, rough, but still amazing. We want to repeat that and improve upon that for this spring semester. As we said to you before, the 3 W's: wash your hands, good hygiene, take care of yourself, get enough sleep, have a good diet, watch your distance, respect personal space, keep those physical distance appropriate, wear a mask, have that face covering. It's important that we not just keep ourselves safe, but we keep others safe as well. Remember the text for our covenant of care. Do not do anything just for your own self-interest, but think about the interest of others. So care for yourself, that's important. Care for others, equally important. But care for your home, and that home community is Andrews University. We want you to do those 3 things. And we are fully aware that last semester, while most of us were true to the covenant of care, there were some who were not. We know who you are, and we give you grace. But grace may not always be extended. So for this spring semester, we all need to be part of that community covenant that will do our part to keep Andrews safe. And for the handful or so of those who may think, oh, last year I didn't do it and I got away with it, this year I'll do the same thing. Please don't. Even if we do not know and you never get caught, you do know. You do know. And being part of this community, you're saying to us and to yourself as well, I have a responsibility to my community. I'll do the right thing. We believe in you. We love you. We know you do the right thing. Welcome home. Welcome back.
Thank you, Dr. Arthur. It's been wonderful to see the faces of Brandon and Kiara, and I wish I could see all the faces on the live stream to personally welcome you back face to face. I know that it's been hard the last year. It's almost a year, isn't it, from our March 11th and 12th major conversations and change with you. And we long to be back to normal. But we do have to keep in mind that we're still in some of the darkest part of the COVID pandemic. And very contagious strains are still circulating, and there still are some of the highest death rates happening in this country every day. But our goal to be able to be here, able to study face-to-face in the classrooms and socialize in creative ways from a distance is so worth it. Many of us still remember almost a year ago the shock and agony that students felt, especially seniors, when they went from thinking there was 2.5 months left to complete their college experience here at Andrews to 2.5 days, and just how difficult that was. But we are all committed to do our part, and I want to call and inspire you to renew your readiness and commitment to be part of the community that can allow us to continue this face-to-face experience. I'm going off script just a little bit to share with you a YouTube that's circling today that was just very inspiring to me as a parent. And as I think about the many parents around the country and world that have prayed for you every day and just are so anxious for you to be healthy and well and be successful with your goals here at Andrews. And it's just a simple YouTube about a beautiful young man in front of his computer looking to see if he passed the bar. And his mother is behind him, and they're waiting and they're waiting. And then those words come through, and there's just an ecstatic response. Mostly tears, I think, from the student, but from the mother. You'll have to find it on YouTube, just her praise, falling to her knees and thanking God for the success that God has brought her son. And that is what your parents and we, as your faculty and staff, are longing for you. And to do that, again, it will take us following the covenant on the days that it's easier and on the days when it's harder. In a little bit, you'll hear again from our Director of Campus Safety, who has done the most tremendous job in the world helping develop our policies and our processes. But he and I and his team know how difficult it was for those of you that had to be quarantined and isolated. Those were long and weary days. So you have the major role in making sure you don't end up as a close contact. If you wear your mask and remain 6 feet or more apart, whether you're in small rooms or rooms as small as your cars, you can avoid being in quarantine and isolation and make sure that you can continue towards those goals and the celebrations you and your parents will have at the end of this year. And one more thing, I want to thank Dr. Ferrara and a team of hers who last semester worked on some important reminders about the role that each of us can take in building our immune system. When you went through your testing site, you were able to get this document that's also available online. And it reminds us of 10 areas that we can build our immune system. Of course, in the physical exercise and diet area, our wellness center is open. Please check out all the safety precautions that have been set up to welcome you and keep you safe and help you build your immune system. And then I want to remind you of our people resources in our campus ministries team, in our counseling and testing team, the emotional health and wellness and spiritual health and wellness is critically important to us together being able to successfully celebrate like that student and mother who got the great news they did today. So it's wonderful knowing you're back on campus. You have wonderful student leaders. Please reach out to them, reach out to us with any of your questions and concerns. And we hope to see a number of you students join us for a Q&A time that will be at 6:30 this evening. Look for your email for contact information. Thank you. Director Ben, it's your turn.
Thank you, Dean Fainer. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Just want to talk about a couple key points for COVID. In case you didn't recognize the tile behind me, we're over here at Johnson Gym today for testing. If you haven't tested yet, please come by Johnson Gym to get your COVID test. We're here until 3 p.m. A couple of things to highlight for the spring semester. One is a couple of things from our case management side. We are working through the 7-day quarantine with testing following CDC guidelines. We have a case management guide online that gives reference to all different aspects of case management and what it could look like for you. So we encourage everyone to check it out so you're prepared. I'm putting that link right now in the Zoom chat if you want to check that out. There's also on the case management guide a link to the wellness guide that Dean Fainer just referenced. You can also stay up to date on cases through our COVID dashboard. And I just want to remind everyone, please save that phone number that was handed out at testing. That's 269-815-8892. That's the number we use to call you if you're positive or if you need to quarantine. So make sure you know that number so you can answer it when you get the call. Also want to remind you guys that we want you to continue to use Campus Clear daily. It really is essential to identify early symptoms and isolate before we have further spread or have to put more close contacts in quarantine. So please keep using that. When we talk about close contacts, we are starting to get test results back from our testing this semester, and some individuals are starting to quarantine. And we just want to remind everybody that there's only so much Netflix you can watch, and we want to avoid quarantine if we can, so we want to be careful about close contact. Close contact is being within 6 feet with somebody for a total of 15 minutes throughout the day. Whether you're wearing a mask or not does not affect whether you have to quarantine unless it's an N95 in a medical setting. But as Dean Fainer mentioned, riding in a car together, eating together, these can be factors that affect that, as well as direct physical contact like hugging or kissing or sharing eating utensils. We also want to remind you guys about mask wearing. When we looked at our transmission data from fall, when we had actual individuals who became positive after quarantine, majority of them involved not wearing a mask, a lot of them involved when people were eating together. So we need to be especially careful when we have that, where the masks can help reduce the respiratory droplets and risk of transmission. Lastly, just so you know, we are going to continue the weekly testing like we did in fall semester, where we'll be testing at-risk groups that may have a higher transmission risk based on their area of study, work, or residence. So we'll have that up every Wednesday. If you're worried about whether you've been exposed, you can always come get tested as well. That's all I've got. Thank you, Dean Fainer.
Well, thank you guys for sharing with us. And as Dean Fainer shared with us, today at 6:30, you'll see it in your email. There's going to be a question and answer time. So if you have any questions, some things were unclear, find that email, log on to the webinar, and there'll be a group of panel and many of our COVID response groups and some other people from the campus and student life arena that can answer some of the specific questions that each of you may have. So that'll be at 6:30 today. I'm going to invite Dr. Luxton and Kiara and Brandon to jump on. And I want to ask you guys just a couple of different questions as we move into 2021. This is a new year. It's the spring. And so real quick, Kiara, what mindset are you purposefully injecting into this new year?
Well, for me, I have definitely had a crazy last year, right? And I know that this year there's a lot to do. And I think sometimes when we have a lot to do, we're a little too harsh on ourselves, or we think we have to get it done all at once. But I just want to remind myself daily to just be better than I was yesterday, right? I don't have to get it all done today. I don't have to get, a year's worth, a semester's worth of work done all at one time or worth of studying. But each day, if I do a little bit, then I can get to my end goal.
I love that, Dr. Luxton. She's saying we need to pace ourselves.
Absolutely.
Just pace.
Good way of doing things.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I love that. So Brandon, same question to you. What kind of attitude, perspective are you saying, man, this is how I'm moving into 2021?
So first of all, I'm a fan of great questions, Jose. So you already scored some points. I love that. I think it's best illustrated by a quote that I saw on social media one time where somebody said, I don't see anybody making any, this will be my year post for 2021. What happened? Did 2020 scare you? And I think that that is the tendency, right? Challenging times have the tendency to beat you into submission. This year, I want to enter into this semester and this year defying that natural inclination. I want to go into it with the faith that God will provide what I need, and so I can show up for life at my best. I'm reminded of a poem that I just heard recently by an old poet, Annie Johnston Flint. It says, God gives more grace when the burdens grow greater. He sends more strength when the labors increase. To added affliction, he addeth his mercy. To multiplied trials, his multiplied peace. His love has no limit, his grace has no measure, his power no boundaries known unto men. For out of the infinite riches in Jesus, he giveth and giveth and giveth again. I'm going into this year just with the confidence that God will continually give what I need. And so I can show up for life at my best. I don't have to wait for life to show up for me the best way that it can. I just have to show up the way that he's equipped me to.
I love that. I love that. So we have Kiara, pace yourself, and Brandon. God has got what we need. So let's show up with our best, knowing that he's going to take care of us. That we're going to trust him, right? This is trusting. This is a great opportunity to trust God as we lean into 2021. Dr. Luxton, our university president, our fearless leader. Same question to you. What mindset are you purposefully injecting into this year as we head into not only 2021, the spring semester, and let's be honest, there's a lot that's happening in the world right now. So how can we move forward well?
When you asked me this question, or to think about this question, Chaplain Bourget, you also said, and if you can think of some literature that it would connect to, hey, mention that too. So
yes.
I was thinking, and I was reminded of a book. I think some of you, I'm not going to tell you the book until after I've read the quote, because I think some of you will recognize the quote. And if you haven't, hopefully it will encourage you to get hold of this book sometime and read it. But this is the quote. It's from a famous book of literature, and it goes this way: "It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was a season of light. It was a season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair." Now, I don't know if any of you recognize that, but I won't put you on the spot and ask you, but that comes from Charles Dickens. It's A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. And the book is set in the time of the French Revolution. And there is a huge amount of darkness and despair around and in the book. And I think what is interesting about this passage is it contrasts the darkness and the light constantly. And as you actually read the book, the interesting thing is the light, the positive side, the best of times, the believing, all of that side of things really eventually comes down to individuals. And it's individuals who rise above in a sense, or will not be pushed around by all the darkness and all the difficulties that are around, and stand up for something that is better. And so you have a constant thread that runs throughout of those who are unwilling to be compromised by what is going on around them and stand beyond that. They're honorable and so on. And at the end of the day, a character you don't expect it from, who you do not expect it from, really, despite everything else that happens, it's an act of love and redemption, which really, and the book ends with that, that in a sense shines out way beyond everything that is dark and negative. So that was the book I thought of, and then I kind of also thought of a scriptural passage, and maybe if you think about the mindset, this is the one, and I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to connect it to what I've said. It's one of the Beatitudes, and it says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." And when it talks about peace here, shalom, it's not just it's not a passive thing. It's actually something very active. And I like this. It's a call to live in the light of eternity during every hour of the day and night. It's that same positivity of no matter what is going on, we're not going to be defined by the darkness or the difficulties. We are going to be defined by our faith and by our desire to bring healing and to desire to bring wholeness to our friends, our community, and even our world. And so to me, that's the mindset I'm entering this year. And how can I be a peacemaker in that large sense of the world? How can I move beyond the difficulties that are around, the challenges, the darkness? How can I encourage people to engage in the spring of hope? I hope you notice that Andrews University always calls this semester the spring semester. We don't actually have a winter semester. We jump from fall and we move to the spring. And I think that is a wonderful sense of what this is all about. So Andrews University, everybody that's listening, we are in the spring, and I'm going to say we're in the spring of hope. And that is the mindset that I hope that we can all carry into this year. Now, that is not kind of blind hope. That's not saying, hey, everything's great. No, we know everything's not great. We know there's going to be challenges. We know we've got hurdles ahead. We know the semester is not going to be easy, but we don't have to let that define us. As a community, we are better than, bigger than the darkness, the difficulties that are around us. We can have a spring of hope. And that's the words I'd like to leave with all of us going into this semester.
That's good. That's a good word, Dr. Luxon. Thank you so much for sharing with us. So that in just a moment, Brandon's going to pray. And just want to remind you, we're going to have a Q&A this evening at 6:30. If you have questions about our covenant of care and our COVID protocols, and also that Monday is Martin Luther King Day. You saw the email from VP Nixon, and we have some great things for you to get involved and engage with. And we'll see you back here next Thursday at 11:30 for our chapel program. And I know that we have a great semester ahead, guys. That's the reality. It's good to be here. It's good to see you. And God is going to bless us in this year. Brandon, would you please pray us out?
Absolutely. Let's bow our heads and pray. Father, thank you so much for the opportunity to gather like this, God, at the end of a crazy year and the beginning of a new one. We're thankful, God, that you brought us through. Just being here is an evidence of your grace, your mercy, your faithfulness. So we give you thanks, we give you praise, we give you honor, we give you glory. We're asking, God, that you just continue to be with all of us, God. Keep your hand upon us. Be with us individually, be with us as a corporate campus. Be with us, God, wherever we are in this world. Continue to keep us, God, protect us from all harm and danger, God. Equip us, God, with what we need to be successful this semester and throughout the entire year. Bless our families, God. Bless our homes. Bless our academic studies. Everything, God, that is outside of our control, God, we submit to you. And we ask that you just continue to bless us, God, not because we deserve it, but because that's who you are. We thank you so much for what you've already done and for what you're going to do in answer to this prayer. In Jesus' name, amen.